everyone. On Friday the 14th of November, we're off to Prestbury Park, the start of an absolutely top-class 3 days of racing at Cheltenham. Matters slightly complicated by the weather forecast. We've spent the last 6 months moaning about the lack of rain and the lack of run as well. Looks like an absolute deluge is going to land this week, and it's going to be pretty testing ground conditions. We start off with our daily nap, sponsored by Priced Up Bet. Goes in the 255, the Schlur Chase, a Grade 2. Over 2 miles, a Class 1 for 4-year-olds and up. It's nearly £57,000 to winner. I think there's a strong bet here in Lotus Sud at around about the 4-1 mark. Now, Lotus Sud comes from the Skelton Yard, absolutely flying. 18 winners from the last 66 runners in the last fortnight, 27% strike rate. Everything they run is winning or going close. Lotus Sud is a very high-class horse. He was a work in progress over hurdles. He only won 2 from 11. Both those wins came in France on heavy and very soft ground. That's what he needs to be seen at his best. I think he made a noise in his early starts over hurdles. They gave him the wind operation. Didn't work straight away, but it took time to build up his confidence. He developed into a very useful hurdler, but it's been over fences that he's really taken to things. He's been a heavily backed favourite on his first 4 starts, and he landed the odds on each occasion in devastating fashion. He won at this meeting last season in the Paddy Power Arkle Challenge Trophy. So this track, absolutely no bother at all. He absolutely guided up that. They jumped every fence superbly and had the race won, turning for home. He then went to Sandown in the Henry VIII Novice Chase on heavy ground, and he got the job done there in style. Beat Rubard at Warwick in a match. He wasn't at his best on his final 2 starts last season. There were mitigating circumstances on each occasion. I think at Cheltenham in the Arkle it was a right messy race, wasn't it? Marlborough didn't jump a fence. Harry went for home far too soon and curled up, and I think that race left a mark basically because he was disappointing at Aintree on his final start, but he's been freshened up. And he's got real potential as a 7-year-old going forwards for a brilliant yard. He's up against Jonbon, who's likely to be a short price favourite. But Jonbon is a character. He's ridden by De Boinville. He's a hard horse to knock. He's won 13 of his 17 starts over fences. But I do think you're better off siding at the prices with the younger model Lotus Sud, who I think could be a very high-class horse this season. Our value angle selection, sponsored by Priced Up Bet, goes in the 4 o'clock. It's the Valda Energy Novice Handicap Hurdle. 2 miles and 87 yards, a Class 3 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Nearly 11 grand to the winner. I'm going to stick with the winning formula, hopefully, here with Fortune de Mer from the Skeltons again. As I say, Fortune de Mer is a very progressive young hurdler. He had a pointing background in Ireland. He started off winning his bumper at this track back in November 2024. Quite impressively, and then got beaten under a penalty on a couple of occasions afterwards, including in the champion bumper here. But off for 207 days, a very promising return at Uttoxeter despite a late drift, and then a big market drifter when winning here in graded company in October. Watch that run back. I mean, he was given an extraordinary confident ride in the first time hood. He won a short head from Dr. Blue in a bunch finish up the hill, but the way he travelled into things, he had a messy trip through. It was a really impressive performance. Now, he's got an opening mark now of 124, and I suspect opinions will differ as to whether that's lenient or otherwise, but Dan was talking about the county hurdle afterwards for Fortune de Mer, and I think this switch to handicap company will see him in an even better light. A strongly run race, a track he clearly loves, testing ground, no bother. I think he'll pick them off narrowly in the closing stages with a clean run through. Best of luck on Friday, everyone. Please do like and comment on the YouTube video. Subscribe to the free channel if you haven't already, and do check out our sponsor Priced Up Bet. Loads of enhancements and offers over these 3 days at the Cheltenham meeting.